Hello and welcome to my channel. If you haven't been here before, I'm Rodney S. Owens, and hopefully the videos that I make motivate you to keep running and let the ink roll with your creative ideas. The last video I did, I broke down the 5-part poem, The Tenants, and I really had a fun time doing that. And today I would like to break down the piece that I wrote, 171 Redwood Drive, which it's not necessarily a freestyle poem or a short story. I would say it's more compressed in the middle somewhere, but it was just a creative piece that hopefully might motivate you to run with any cool idea that you have and just get it down on paper. Basically, what we're going to be talking about today, like I said, is 171 Redwood Drive. And again, I just started with one core idea, and in my head, I saw the old house I used to live in. So the surroundings, the scene was already set. And I just started with a small idea, built on it a little bit, and I added in, basically it ends up with 3 points of view of the same situation. Kind of has a Quentin Tarantino Pulp Fiction vibe. And I really enjoyed that movie because of all the characters in different time frames cross paths with each other. So it's kind of like that. And as we go through it, hopefully you'll understand and grasp it. There might be a little bit of repeating of some of the same things going on, but I did it that way so the reader would basically grab the main concept and view what's going on as those different points of view. And today we're going to be breaking that down. Here we go. 171 Redwood Drive, Act 1, Scene 1. The neighbor of 171 Redwood Drive rakes the leaves in his... Wow. I got the little fan going. It's throwing me off here. 171 Redwood Drive, Act 1, Scene 1. Here we go. The neighbor of 171 Redwood Drive rakes the leaves in his front yard. He glances down at his watch as a black BMW pulls up next door. The owner of it is a very bad creature of habit. Every day, Monday through Friday, he pulls up at 4 p.m., gets out with a briefcase in his right hand, a cigarette hanging from his mouth, and keys in his left. He grabs the mail and stuffs it under his arm as he unlocks the front door. For some reason, today is different. The man stops in his tracks just right inside the door. As the leaves slightly rustle around his feet, the neighbor leans on the rake and wonders what is wrong. Recent scenes flash before his eyes of the couple just the other night. They were all dressed up and leaving in silence, but when they returned on, it was a whole different scene. Yeah, when they returned later on, it was a whole different scene. As soon as the car was in the drive, they were at each other's throat. Scenes of the couple arguing on their porch that would eventually spill out into the drive. The scenes faded as he returned to raking the leaves. He just figures the wife was home and is tearing into him early. To the neighbor, it was just a second of reflection, a second till combustion. So basically that point of view was some old guy, the neighbor, raking the leaves in his yard, just glancing over and seeing what he sees every day, Monday through Friday, and had a slight moment of remembering scenes that he's seen so many times before. And this will be the second point of view. 171 Redwood Drive, Act 1, Scene 2. A lady waits quietly next to a row of bushes and stares down the street at the house of 171 Redwood Drive. For the last 15 minutes, she's been watching an old man rake leaves in his front yard. She glances at her watch that reads 4 p.m. and knows her wait is almost over. As she looks back at the house, a black BMW pulls up just like clockwork. A man that she used to know gets out with a briefcase in his right hand, a cigarette hanging from his mouth, and keys in his left. He grabs his mail and stuffs it under his right arm as he unlocks the front door. For some odd reason, she knows today will be different and watches him stop in his tracks right inside the door. A small bird lands next to the lady, but she doesn't notice it. Her mind has slightly drifted off. She sees scenes of a man screaming at her, knocking her around with anything he could get his hands on. Broken promises and lies echo through her ears like many times before. The sudden movement of the bird taking off brings her back to 4 p.m. She figures the man will eventually get what's coming to him. To her, it was just a second of reflection, a second till detonation. And this point of view is basically the wife hiding in the bushes a little bit down the road. And of course, we incorporate the old man that was over there raking his leaves, and everything that I just read was from her point of view. I think she's got something planned. And now for the final point of view to basically bring everything together. 171 Redwood Drive, Act 1, Scene 3. A businessman lights a cigarette while waiting at a stop sign. His turn comes and he turns left onto Redwood Drive. He glances at the neighbor raking leaves as he pulls his black BMW into the drive marked 171. He walks to the house with his briefcase in his right hand, his cigarette hanging from his mouth, and his keys in his left. He grabs the mails and stuffs it under his right arm as he unlocks the front door. For some odd reason, he knows something is wrong and stops in his tracks right inside the door. Time grinds to a stop as pure horror greets him with past events. He could hear all the nameless women he slept with scream his name. Visions of his wife crying and bleeding from his lies and abuse flash before his eyes. The strong scent of natural gas snaps him to attention to the end of his cigarette. The strong scent of natural gas snaps his attention to the end of his cigarette. Before the bright and searing flash engulfs him, he just figures this is what he had coming. To him, it was just a second of reflection, a second till ignition. And that was his point of view, and it pulls everything together. And hopefully that paints a pretty solid picture of the main idea that I had with the 3 different points of view. So hopefully breaking that down will kind of help you along with any cool ass idea that you have. And basically it doesn't, you don't have to fine tune it as you're writing it. The main thing is just to get it down on paper first. And hopefully this motivates you to get the ink flowing. I do thank you very much for stopping by and checking this out. And yes, hopes that helps a little bit. And I'll catch you in the next video.